What's going on, Yu-Gi-Oh fans? Welcome back. My name is UnrealEntGaming, and welcome back to another episode here today. I'm joined by the Fatal Brotherhood, my good friend Sean, one of my best friends. And today, we are going to discuss the upcoming 2016 Yu-Gi-Oh movie and what we expect to see, along with the possible return of loads of new things happening, actually. So, Sean, I want to get your overall opinion on the upcoming Yu-Gi-Oh movie because a lot of people are talking about how Yugi and Kaiba are going to be teaming up here to fight a common enemy. Now, we don't really know how this is going to go about, especially with after Yami and whatnot. So, what is your overall take on this? Like, do you think this is going to be a good film
This
or a bad film?
will be the greatest thing ever. I'm just glad they're bringing back Yu-Gi-Oh! First of all, that is like my childhood right there. It's just I really hope
Literally.
this restarts the card game in real life. I mean, like not after all the tuning monster stuff I mean, like back to the original Yu-Gi-Oh! That'd be awesome. But as for the movie, uh, I don't. This is taking after Yami has already been sent off to the spirit realm. Sorry, spoiler alert, but the Yami was sent off to the spirit realm back, and he finally got to like rest in peace. So is this taking place after that?
Well, I mean, you actually spoke about how when Yami was put away, you talked about how all of the Millennium items have been castrated away, or like they
Yes,
were pretty much destroyed.
they were all put in like this the sarcophagus where they first were taken from, and as soon as Yami was sealed away, the whole cave started to collapse, and that literal sarcophagus crushed down into like a dark depth. So the Millennium items might still be there, and
So
they might still have.
do you think somebody out there may actually go on ahead and try to find them and possibly like bring Yami back as an evil character? I
Oh,
mean,
but
because
I would have gone down there to grab those Millennium items, even if it didn't bring back Yami. I would have wanted that shit in my my house.
but
Just like
but how exactly would that even conflict with Yugi and Kaiba teaming up? Because it takes a lot to have Yugi and Seto Kaiba just having to be on the same team because we saw what happened with the movies and we saw what happened with the TV show and whatnot. So it takes a lot for these two to actually bond together for the moment being. So like,
well
what do
that
you think is gonna happen?
with that point right there, I'm not even sure if Kaiba has anything against Yugi himself. I think it was more towards Yami. He never, by the end of it, like the last fight between Yami and Yugi, he didn't even realize that there was two different people living in like Yugi's body. He did. Then he realized that like, oh, this is the guy who's actually been the real king of games. Yugi was just a little boy who had nothing, and it was only him. But then when he saw Yugi win the fight, he was like, man, he really did. So I think he has more respect for Yugi, and like the rival thing was only for Yami.
So, going back to what you said a couple of minutes ago about them resurrecting the card game, some people will actually debate you on that and say that Yu-Gi-Oh is still going till this day with
Yeah,
GX and 5Ds and stuff like that.
Yeah, I know it's still going, but I mean, like, it's just not the same anymore. Like, when you start adding so many complicated stuff, like tuning monsters, what it was like, what did GX add to it? There was I forgot what
I
GX.
never honestly watched a GX. I can't really give my opinion on that. I
Yeah,
mean, for those out there watching, my favorite of all time was Duel Monsters. I'm pretty sure yours is as well. I tried watching 5Ds. I must have saw a few episodes, and then I just completely fell off. But with this movie being in tune, like being the fact that it's only going to come out in Japan, do you think that there are going to be monsters out there that might come about that might be stronger than Exodia or the gods?
the it's Yu-Gi-Oh. They definitely can do this stuff. Like, there's been so many monsters like that. Honestly, since Pegasus was the creator of the card game, you'd think he would like jack out a new card every now and then.
Yeah, but I don't think Pegasus is gonna have that big of a role in this. I mean, because some people are saying that Bakura is not going to be in it, Marek is not going to be in it. We already know that. I mean, I would love to see an enemy that would emerge that truly possesses the ability to challenge both Yugi and Kaiba on a spiritual and physical level. But then again, some people might say that that actually happened in the previous movie with the Sphinx and the Blue Eye Shining Dragon and stuff like that. I forgot who the enemy's name was. What was his name? Do you remember?
Uh, it's the name Anubis. Was that it?
No, no, I wasn't Anubis. No, no, no. I think that was.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think that was the name
I
of.
think it was Anubis. But I mean,
Yeah,
either way, the movie that featured the blue eye shining dragon and whatnot, like he was against the pharaoh for millennia's, and when he came
yeah.
into the mix, it was a really good story. I mean,
All the bad guys for Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Monsters were all people who hated the Pharaoh. No one hates Yugi, like just for the fact who he is. So I'm wondering, what does this enemy have against Yugi and Kaiba? I mean, like the recent movie that was like Bonds Over Time. It was like the 10-year anniversary for Yu-Gi-Oh. There was like a guy from the future who was like also from like the 5Ds world who came back in time to kill Pegasus and stop Duel Monsters from ever existing.
mm.
So
Well, I mean, people are still saying that 5Ds and GX never finished their dubbing. And in a
Oh
way,
yeah, I don't think.
Yu-Gi-Oh is still going to this day. Of course, it's not the same because you're gonna have different monsters with different effects and different, features of cards and whatnot. But what really sparks my interest is how they're gonna feature GX and 5Ds and all of these incorporations of different aspects of dueling. Because dueling in duel monsters and then dueling in XYZ and GX and 5Ds is completely different.
I don't even understand. Okay, so some of you people who like 5Ds, please explain to me where the fuck the like bikes came into the mix. Cause that really just like threw me out of everywhere. I can understand from the original Doom Monsters where the cards is just a game you play in school with your friends, where Pegasus took it to a whole new level where he added the virtual monsters, like creating and also field effects. I can understand that because that's awesome. But the very idea where you're riding 100 miles per hour on a bike to do this, it makes it seem like the game got so boring you need an adrenaline rush just to like play the game. It really did.
Well, I mean, with the new movie, I really firmly believe that Yami has to have some sort of appearance, right? Like he has
I
to.
don't think they can do that. No, if Yami
Really?
is gone, he's just gone. That's it. His time is already over. Let him rest in peace. But I'm glad. You know why I like this is because the last episode of Yu-Gi-Oh, at least the English dub version, it just ended off like this. Yugi, like Kaiba, everybody ran out the thing, and Joey was like, "Yugi, don't you think there's something we should say? I mean, like this feels like the end of this, like the whole thing." And he's like, "Well, the end of one adventure is the start of another," and then it just ends. And I'm like, "There's so many things that were left undone." So I'm kind of glad that this movie. I hope it, since it's continuing after Yami, that's what I'm thinking. Like that it's gonna elaborate on some of the things they left off on.
So
And
you're telling me that he's not going to make a single appearance?
no, maybe like some memories from Yugi. Like he keeps like thinking about all the things that Yami has taught him, like what has how he changed him over the years. But beyond that, I don't think he's gonna make an appearance.
Not even in spiritual form.
Spiritual, I don't think that's possible. They sealed him away with the rest of those who are like
But he has to have some sort of connection with Yugi because
I'm thinking that too, but it's just like it's not there anymore because Yugi was in tears because he knew that that was the last time he was going to see Yami, and so this it's just not right to bring him back. Like it's as if he's still living on. It's like his soul is still like being tormented and not being able to rest in peace.
okay, all right. What about Joey and Kaiba? Because do you remember how Joey always lost against Kaiba and he swore that one day he was going to defeat Kaiba in
You
his
know,
own game?
I always like the fact that like that Joey was like the best friend, but they also gave him an important role. Remember when they brought out the dragons
Yeah.
during the whole Leviathan thing? They
Yeah.
made Joey the third main protagonist, where he was actually like very important into the story. It wasn't just Kaiba and Yugi anymore. It was Joey. They considered him an important asset to the team. So I kind of like that, and I think that Joey should be like a really important part of this.
Well, that's another thing. I mean, do you think he's gonna finally get to battle Kaiba and win, or do you think he's just gonna be a secondary character in the mix in the background, just not playing a prominent role? Because I mean,
Yeah, that's
still to this day, I've always loved the image of just having blue eyes white dragon and red eyes dark dragon just colliding. And I mean, it's just I don't know, like I've always had like that thing because I remember when I was a kid, the first time I saw red eyes black dragon and the first time I saw blue eyes, I always thought, what if these two actually battle, like which
that
dragon?
it literally sounds like they're meant for each other. Blue eyes, white dragon, red eyes,
Red eyes.
black dragon. It's just built for them to fight. So no wonder Kaiba and Joey never got along. It's like for like their own symbolism right there. That's awesome.
Okay, so with the new designs for Dark Magician and Blue Eyes White Dragon, like, do you see them possibly having like some sort of like a fusion?
Yes, that's definitely possible. I remember like when they did the fusion between three blue eyes, three-headed dragon with a magician and black chaos or blackluster soldier. I forgot which one they did that with. Was it blackluster soldier?
I think it was Blackluster Soldier,
Okay, yeah. If they did that, then there definitely will be probably a fusion between the new Dark Magician and new Blue Eyes.
and that would be the card that would be the be all end all, right?
Yeah, that
I don't know,
that's
just like I'm really hoping that they don't mess this movie up because
if
I
they
mean,
do, then that's it. That's the end of it.
like if they mess it up, then what do you do for like where do you go from there? Because we got Dragon Ball Z, we're getting Digimon, we're gonna get Pokemon. Well, Pokemon's still continuing actually, but
Yeah.
we're getting Yu-Gi-Oh now, and the original like Duel Monsters saga has ended a long time ago, and we haven't gotten anything since. We've been getting GX and all these other things, but with this movie, like, do you think they're gonna introduce like, do you think somehow they're gonna introduce like the cards from 5Ds and GX into this one? Because why wouldn't they? Why wouldn't Yugi stumble onto the new duelists that are roaming the earth right now?
He met Jaden at the very first episode of GX, and he
See?
gave him like a card. So,
So, do you
well, that
think
was
that
actually
any other
Yami.
character is going to be in there, or
Like you mean like from other like the other
from
like
the other shows? Like, do you think like some other characters might make an appearance, or just happen to be there
from like from 5Ds or like
from
that?
5Ds, from
No,
GX, and all these things?
5Ds is like in the future. Zexel is in the future. GX is actually I think in the same time period, maybe even before Yami is even like sent to the spirit realm. So maybe Jaden can make an appearance out of everyone.
So, what are your overall thoughts for like this movie? Like, do you think like it would actually be a movie that would really captivate,
It could
or
really bring back the hard game like for everyone. Like I know like it's still being played, guys. I know that much, but I mean like a lot of people like they gave up after a while because the show had changed so much and all this thing.
yes,
But
let us know why many of you guys gave up on that because
or if you still play the game, like
or,
between
or,
like
or
most
if you guys
people.
still play. I mean, for me, I don't know about you, Sean, but I gave up because at the time, Yu-Gi-Oh hit its pinnacle and nothing else was being done. So like when you keep getting the same cards over and over again, you're bound to just get bored and like you weren't really advancing forward with anything. So I pretty much gave up on that because obviously school played a very prominent role because I had a lot to catch up on. But once Yu-Gi-Oh hit like that glass ceiling, I was like, well, like it got kind of stale. And then once 5Ds came out, by the time 5Ds came out, and everything else, I was just like, ah, man, am I really interested right now? Because it's been so long. And then
Also, there was something darker about the original Yu-Gi-Oh that I loved. It was like the Shadow Realm. All these people actually like these people, especially during Kaiba's World Tournament, they died because of like their loss and stuff. Because it was just crazy. I don't think in any of the other Yu-Gi-Ohs did they go that far to kill characters. Like they were still alive in some sense. Like I remember
and,
in
and
GX,
the
like
whole aspect of like having the Egyptian god cards, like I remember that was such a big thing. Like if anybody had either one of the three, it was a huge problem. Like I remember the first time Slifer came out. I remember the first time
the whole
Obelisk was
fact that
there.
the whole fact that you're mentioning that is when Yugi became like so. I think this was the movie with Anubis, like the whole pyramid thing. When you or it was something else where I don't know. But as soon as Yugi got all three Egyptian god cards, Kaiba was literally running tests to see if he could ever beat him. And the power, like the how the attack power of like the monster went up
Yeah.
to, it was infinity. It was the most unstoppable thing ever. And Kaiba realized he could not beat Yugi anymore
I'm
unless he
trying
got
to
that card.
remember if the gods ever combined with Exodia. Um, literally, I'm trying to remember that because I remember that was a very prominent thing. I like the first time seeing all three of them on the field. I like my inner childhood came out. I was so like happy, and especially when all three of them combined. I think they all combined in GX. I'm not entirely too sure because I
What the
remember there.
gods or
Yeah, the Egyptian gods all combined. There was a subscriber who sent it to me, and I think his left arm was like Slyther's head. His head was like combined with the Wind Dragon of Ra and Obelisk. It was pretty sick looking.
I'm
Like he,
thinking that's also like in the movie what they did, like because I remember them all getting combined. That's how they became so powerful.
yeah, and I remember in GX, he looked like a giant like predalien monster lizard. Like he looked crazy, and I was like, whoa. And that just goes to show that the Egyptian gods do combined and share the same power. But what I'm really curious about is one of many things. Number one, who's gonna be the main villain? Number two, why is Kaiba and Yugi teaming up? And number three, are they gonna incorporate the other cards from the other Yu-Gi-Oh shows into this? Because if they don't, then I don't know. I guess a
Wait,
lot of people
it's
are gonna have a problem with that.
two things. It's only coming out in Japan, right?
I believe so. Yes.
I would really love it if they brought it back to like to English dub and they used the original voices. That'd be awesome. That'd be the
Well,
best thing ever.
wouldn't we all like that? But of course, with the Dragon Ball Z, we're gonna have to get the movement going for that because
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure the companies don't really see that much of a profit in Yu-Gi-Oh as they once did. But let us know in the comment section below, guys, and your overall thoughts and opinions on the Yu-Gi-Oh movie. What do you guys expect to see? How do you guys think the movie's gonna play out? And just let us know. And once again, thank you all for watching. This has been the Fatal Brotherhood Gaming, aka Sean and myself, Unreal Entertainment Gaming. If you guys are Yu-Gi-Oh fans, don't forget to subscribe. Leave your thoughts in the comment section below, guys, on what you guys expect to see. And on that note, me and Sean will be seeing you guys in the next episode. Take it easy, guys. Peace.
Peace.